post that I was doing yesterday, and today I'm trying a new camera, so I hope you like that. And I've also got some Brazilian music in the background, and so hopefully that will add some nice spice. I'm going to put the link to the document that I'm pulling from in the comments section. And if you have any comments, I would love to hear them either now or via the replay. Seems like this is working well to connect me with the world. And okay, I'm putting this in the comments area. And now, if I can just remember how to get back to, yeah, there we go. So going back to the tab where this is. Okay. Let's double check that that worked out right. Yeah, great. Okay, so yesterday I went through the first, I think, 15 of these. These are posts that I made on nextdoor.com in my neighborhood to try to sort of like play the role of an HOA, the homeowners association, for a city neighborhood. So I talked about things like driving slower. I mentioned a cafe that I like to go to. I talked about, different things that actions a person can take to make the neighborhood calmer and quieter and darker. And I talked about, actually, I don't think I talked about outdoor lighting yet, so that's going to come up in a second. Yeah, so there was a bunch of ideas. I'd love it if you'd go back and take a look at my previous post from last night on this, because I took, probably about 20 minutes at least to talk about some of these ideas. And I think they're really important for anybody, anywhere in the world, really, to know that you can affect change in your neighborhood that will really make your life better. Is an important thing to know. I don't think everybody knows that. And once you know that and you have some ideas and some tools to use, you can really start to make a difference in your world, and your life will improve and the people's lives around you will improve. I think we all kind of believe that there's nothing we can do to change things that are happening around us. So I'm going to keep going. I think I've got about 8 more to go, and then I'll probably just do a little check-in. And in between each time that I discuss one of the items on this, I kind of check and see what's happening on HAPS, just so I can start to understand this platform better and see if anyone has said anything. So good morning. It's Saturday morning. I don't really picture that anyone will be watching, although it looks like someone is watching, so that's cool. And all right, off we go. So the next one up, I encourage people to sign up for my monthly newsletter, the 11th, and you're welcome to do that. That's kind of a way that I share the ideas that I have about the world. It seems to be one of many ways that I'm doing that these days, but that is certainly one way, and it's been going since 2008, and I'm very proud of my consistency with it. Every month on the 11th, I send out this newsletter, and it has ideas that I've come up with, and I've really been focusing a lot for the last 5 or 6 years on the local. So if you're someone who's interested in changing what's going on around you, I think it's a good newsletter to sign up for. All right, the next thing I'm going to talk about is reforming the tree code where you live. So, by the way, I'm listening to the Brazilian beat in the background, not quite sure how that's playing on the end of the receiver, but it's just such a beautiful show. God, I should add that in as one of the items in here, is like, listen to your local radio station and support it. So ours is KMHD, which is a jazz station, which is just wonderful. You can actually hear it online as well. KMHD.FM is a way to stream it. It's a fantastic jazz station. If you like jazz at all, or funk or soul or rhythm and blues, it's just wonderful. All right, so one thing that we've been working on a lot in the area is to figure out how to preserve the older, healthy trees that we have in the area and plant new ones. So I started a Facebook group around that. That's the link is here. We also have a newsletter for that effort. But the idea is, trees are wonderful for oxygen. They're beautiful. They provide leaves, which then can be used as mulch to mulch your plants or your gardens. They're just incredible resources that, if they are treated well and are encouraged, your whole world will change. The oxygen will get better. Your life will probably be extended. So that's something to really know about and work for. And in regards to that, learning permaculture skills, it just can't help but just helps everyone's life go better. Learning how to, notice what kind of bioregion you're in, what grows well where you are, and how to like encourage the natural forces that are around you to play out. The more we push up against them and try to stop them, the worse off we are. So this is what I talked about yesterday. It's just basically not using the key fob on newer cars to lock and unlock your car, and causing your car horn to go off. That car horn just startles birds. It affects your own hearing. If you want to continue listening to music into your old age, you want to not have lots of loud, jarring noise around you. A car horn is probably the worst thing imaginable, going off right near your head and near the head of your children, and pets, but particularly children whose ears are still forming when they're younger. So it seems innocuous enough, that a car horn, but it's actually quite terrible for all of us. So the less beeping, the better. I started a little Facebook group around that. It's something that I pushed on pretty hard for a couple of years, and I think it's actually, had quite an effect here. I'm going to talk about barking dogs and other nuisances in a second. I'm just going to take a quick look and see if anyone has joined us. Yeah, we got a couple people joining in this morning. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, however you do that, or like my Facebook page, or wherever you're seeing this. Feel free to raise up a hand. And if you have any comments, if you happen to be seeing this on HAPS TV, I'd love it if you would say hello. And if you want to come on and talk about any of this stuff, there's that possibility as well. Just let me know. All right, getting back to it. So, barking dogs, it's a tough situation, especially during COVID. We've got more dogs than ever. Everyone's loving their dogs, and I feel like there's more dogs than ever. Everyone needs to take responsibility for their pets, and that means getting them trained. I wrote a couple of things. There's a link here for, in our county, Multnomah, sort of how, what you can do about a barking dog that's, doesn't stop. I think that maybe this is a less of a problem now, because it's gotten quieter here, and I think people are more aware when their dog is barking and the nuisance that it's causing. But this is sort of an ongoing issue that is kind of tricky. People take it personally when you talk about their pets. They personalize it, and also I think there's kind of a lack, just like with every other issue, of people believing that they had something to do with the issue. So next up, I wanted to just mention, I'll just mention this briefly. Whenever election season is upon us, we generally have voting parties. The last couple have been via Zoom, virtual voting parties, but it's really nice. We vote by mail here in Oregon, and so we have about 3 weeks between the time we have our ballot and we have to turn it in. So it's really easy to gather friends and figure out what's what on the ballot and talk about it. And you can vote right there, or you can keep your ballot and take that information in. But I think it's really fun. I've been doing it for, here I said 10 years ago. Now it's probably been about 14 years ago. when my first voting party happened. But I have some information here about how to make a voting party go. Let's see. So this is a little information about this thing called a birthday game, and you're welcome to go to this Facebook thing, and you'll learn a little bit about it. Basically, I created just a little idea around ways to sort of see your neighborhood anew. And this idea is to spiral around your neighborhood and working your way towards like an inner point where you might have a meetup. And so you could invite people to join you in various stages and have various things happening at different stages. And again, this is probably something that's better saved for when we can gather again. But then, it's just it's an idea. Then there's some information here about how you can build neighborhood resiliency. And this is just a really interesting article about how to make neighborhoods more resilient. All right, well, I am going to stop talking and come back to just me talking. I'm still learning how this works. Anyway, I hope that's been useful to you. And if so, please let me know. And you can come join me for a future broadcast on HAPS TV, or maybe we'll see each other at another time. But I hope this has been useful to you, and let me know. All right.